What would you do if you saw a pregnant woman humiliated in public? Buckle up, because this story on StoryLoom will leave you speechless. At the airport, not knowing her general father is watching, a millionaire's cruelty unravels. Clara pressed a hand against her stomach as they walked through the crowded airport. Every step sent a dull ache through her swollen feet. She whispered, trying to keep her voice calm, "David, please, can we slow down? I can't walk this fast." David stopped, abruptly, turning to her with sharp eyes. His navy blue suit looked pristine, his hair slicked back, his jaw tight with annoyance. "Slow down. We're already late because of you. Do you think the world is going to wait for your little breaks?" Clara lowered her head, her cheeks burning. "I'm not asking for much. Just a seat, just for a minute. The baby, David." Cut her off with a mocking laugh isn't an excuse for you to act weak. "Look at yourself, pathetic. You think anyone here cares that you're pregnant? You're embarrassing me in front of all these people." She winced at the word pathetic. I always chose words like weapons. She whispered, "I'm not trying to embarrass you. Just need a moment. Please." His voice rose, drawing glances from nearby travelers. "You always need something. You're always slowing me down. Do you know what people see when they look at us right now? They see a man who made the mistake of marrying a useless woman who can't even keep up." Clara's eyes filled, her hand tightening over her belly. "Don't say that. Please don't." David leaned closer, his face just inches from hers, his voice a low growl. "I'll say whatever I want because without me, Clara, you're nothing. No money, no home, no status. You'd still be that silly little girl clinging to her daddy's name. Remember that before you open your mouth again." Her breath caught. She felt the baby shift inside her, as if responding to the tension. Her knees wobbled. She whispered, "Stop. You're scaring me." "Good," David snapped. "Maybe fear will finally teach you how to behave." He grabbed her arm roughly, pulling her forward. She stumbled, the heel of her shoe catching the floor, and fell hard to her knees. A sharp cry escaped her lips as she clutched her belly with both hands. Gasps rippled around them, but no one moved to help. "Get up," David barked, towering above her, his fist clenched, veins bulging in his neck. "Get up right now, Clara. Stop pretending you're hurt. Stop playing victim. You disgust me." Wait, can you imagine the courage it takes to stand up to someone like that? Stick with StoryLoom, because this story's about to take a turn you won't believe. Tears streamed down her face as she tried to push herself up, her body trembling. "I'm not pretending. Please, David, the baby, don't you dare blame me for your weakness." His voice thundered, echoing across the terminal. People stopped, walking, staring, murmuring. But still, nobody stepped forward. "I've given you everything. Clothes, a house, my name, and this is how you repay me. By crying in public like some beggar?" Clara shook her head desperately. "I'm not repaying you like that. I swear I never wanted to upset you. Please, I love you, David. Don't do this here." He crouched down, his face twisted in contempt, his finger jabbing toward her chest. "Love me? You call this love? You're a burden, Clara. A burden I carry because of a mistake I made. And when that child is born, don't think for a second you'll be enough for me. You'll just be a mother trapped at home, whining while I live the life you can't." Her sobs came louder now, her hands shaking as she tried to shield herself. "Don't say that. Don't talk about our baby like that." David's laughter was cruel, sharp enough to pierce. "Our baby? No, Clara, my baby. You're just the carrier. Don't forget that." Her body shook with the weight of his words. She whispered brokenly, "You can't mean that." "I mean every word," he hissed, tightening his grip on her arm until she winced in pain. "You're mine to control, Clara. You breathe because I allow it. Without me, you're nothing but a crying girl in a wrinkled dress." Her satin white dress was creased and stained from the fall. She sat trembling on the cold floor, her long dark hair clinging to her tear-soaked cheeks. Round them, strangers stared, horrified yet frozen in place. David straightened, his chest puffed, raising his fist as if daring her to argue. His voice cut through the silence. "Stand up now, or I'll drag you like the worthless woman you are." Clara's lips trembled, her arms wrapped protectively around her stomach. She tried to form words, but only sobs came. She prayed silently that someone, anyone, would step in, because she was too weak to fight him alone. And David, blinded by arrogance, had no idea that just beyond the crowd, a pair of steel-gray eyes were watching. Eyes that knew him. Eyes that belonged to the man who had raised Clara not to bow her head to any tyrant. Clara's sobs echoed, faintly against the high ceilings. David stood over her, smug in his power, his voice sharp enough to slice through the crowd's silence, pathetic even now, crying like a child. "Look at you, Clara. You make me sick." His hand hovered in the air as though ready to strike. Clara squeezed her eyes shut, bracing herself. But then enough. The voice was steady, low, but carried the weight of authority that made the air shift. David froze, frowning, and turned. The crowd parted slowly as an older man in a decorated navy uniform stepped forward. His gray hair glinted under the fluorescent lights, his posture straight as a blade. Clara gasped through her tears. "Dad." David blinked, confused. "Dad, what? What is this?" General Thomas Harrington's eyes never left David's face. His tone was calm, but his words were edged with steel. "Step away from my daughter." A ripple went through the onlookers. Clara struggled to push herself up, clutching her belly, but her father was already there, kneeling beside her. His hand, steady and protective, helped her to her feet. His eyes softened only for her. "You're safe now, Clara. I'm here." Her lips trembled. "I tried. I didn't want you to see me like this." The general looked at her swollen belly, then back at David, his expression hardening again. "You've done nothing wrong. The shame doesn't belong to you." David scoffed, trying to regain his swagger. "General or not, this is none of your business. She's my wife. She listens to me, and you have no right to interfere in our marriage." The general rose to his full height, eyes locking with David's. His voice sharpened. "She's my daughter, and you just made it very much my business." For the first time, David faltered. He hadn't expected this confrontation. "Still," he barked back, "you think you can intimidate me? I'm not one of your soldiers. Clara belongs to me, and she'll do as I say." "Belongs." The general's tone dropped into lethal quiet. "No woman belongs to a man, especially not my daughter. You don't own her. You've humiliated her, endangered her, and shown the world the coward you really are." The crowd stirred. Murmurs rose. Some passengers pulled out their phones, recording. David's jaw tightened as whispers spread. He's hurting his pregnant wife. Her father's a general. The humiliation shifted away from Clara and onto him. Clara clung to her father's arm, whispering, "Please don't fight. He won't stop." Her father shook his head. "No, Clara, he's already lost." David lunged forward, his voice cracking. "You'll regret talking to me like this. You'll regret the general's voice cut through him like a command on a battlefield." "Stand down." David froze. The words weren't shouted, but delivered with such authority that his body reacted before his pride could catch up. The general stepped closer, his face just inches away, his eyes unflinching. "You may have wealth, David. You may have influence, but none of it hides what you are. A bully who preys on the vulnerable. And the moment you raised your hand against my daughter, you lost any right to call yourself a husband." Clara's tears streamed as she watched. She had never seen David silent before, never seen him stripped of his arrogance. The general took Clara's hand gently, turning to the crowd. "This ends here. My daughter will not take another step beside this man." His voice carried like an order no one dared question. David stammered, his confidence unraveling under dozens of recording phones. "You can't just take her." "I'm not taking her," the general said firmly. "She's walking away on her own. Okay? And when she does, you'll realize the only thing you ever had was her grace, and now you've lost even that." Clara took a deep, shaky breath. With her father's arm supporting her, she straightened, looking at David through red, swollen eyes. For the first time in months, her voice didn't tremble. "I'm done, David." His face twisted, half in rage, half in disbelief. "Clara," she shook her head. "No more. I won't raise my child in fear, not under your shadow." The general guided her gently, each step away from David a quiet victory. Passengers moved aside, some whispering encouragement, others glaring at David. His threats turned into hollow shouts, drowned out by the weight of what had just happened. As Clara walked beside her father, her tears finally slowed. She whispered, "I thought I was trapped forever." The general's grip tightened protectively around her. "You were never trapped, Clara. You just needed to see that you had the strength to walk away, and now you have me and your child. That's all that matters." Behind them, David stood alone in the middle of the terminal, surrounded not by respect, but by the cold stares of strangers who had seen the truth. For the first time, it was he who was humiliated. And Clara, with her father by her side, felt the smallest spark of freedom return to her heart. If you enjoyed this gripping tale, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more emotional, dramatic, and unexpected stories on StoryLoom. And let us know in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? We love hearing from all of you. Till next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching StoryLoom.